this point and just take your base.
But if I was Coach Cabbage and I was looking at the LYB roster, I'd be a little bit afraid about this because we have some very good early game teams in the LST. So I'd be thinking, well, what about when we go up against Win? What about when we go against, Axis Empire? What if they then take the early game to us early on? These are teams that can fight very well in the mid and late game too. I think that Armor Project, I keep trying to call them Armor Penetration, by the way.
I was thinking ability power.
If Armor Project are able to find this hole in LYB's gameplay, which is they're not very good at controlling the early game, Armor Project's able to disrupt their early game very well. What if a stronger team on the ladder does the same thing to LYB? That could be their core weakness. Remember, the game that they won last week, they were down 9,000 gold with a very similar composition to what they have today. And it took a misplay for them to get back into the game. So I want to see if LYB can clean up that early game, and I think that is definitely Coach Cabbage should be looking at.
Oh, that's with the whole change that we brought in for the summer split here for LST. You now have teams that are actually going to be playing against teams closer to their power level rather than just being funneled within their own region. And we've already seen that. Mega, they ended up losing their very first game against the Malaysian representatives of Win. You now have LYB that's had, some shaky early games here and there. Again, teams, they got to step it up to the plate because now not everyone's just going to be those people that you're able to play back home as a casual scrim. As our bands coming on through, the Kiana was actually able to draw out a ban, and we got a Swain lock in to start things off here for the side of Armor.
Kiana, Silas, and Karma being banned by LYB with Akali, Aatrox, and Fiora taken away. So really targeting Gamza's pool. And then Swain, 5-star pick. 5-cost pick, sorry. Demon, Shapeshifter. Wow. What's his third class? He's Imperial. Demon Shapeshifter Imperial. Widely considered as the strongest, well-round TFT pick.
I don't know about Summoner's Rift, though. He's not as popular recently.
He did get a recent change. He no longer has to stack his passive. So there has been some changes made to his kit.
That's a lot of poke if both of these get locked in here for LYB. Got a Corki in mid lane. And
Worlds coming up, so Corki and Ezreal both in meta.
You gotta start practicing it if you want to make it through, that play-in stage that these teams would qualify in for, as it's going to get locked in alongside the Ezreal likely here for Gary in bot lane. So already decent poke coming out. Do we see an Aurelion Soul? We saw what region? Was it LPL that brought it out?
4-cost TFT pick.
They're already spending early.
Dragon Sorcerer.
Look at Aurelion getting locked in for the first time here in LST.
Pick a Shyvana, Dragon combo, no magic damage, right?
I think that's only the second or third Aurelion pick this, as far as summer goes, across globally. So I'm interested to see how this one goes.
This is unorthodox coming out from Armored Project. I'm going to reserve my thoughts about their draft so far until I see more of what they pick in the next 2 picks. But for LYB, it's very stock standard. It is a Corki Azir meta, so control mages do very well in the mid lane. So XSM will pick up Corki, which, by the way, when he was playing as an AD carry, was one of his signature carries. So he's very familiar and comfortable on Corki due to playing it in different positions.
See here, that's going to be the Gragas getting locked in, likely for Doidoi. Could be flexed to support, possibly. But
and it is Doidoi's birthday today, so happy birthday, Doidoi. And while they go through the next few bans, I get some time to talk about Doidoi. No one really knew about Doidoi. He played in the semi-pro circuit in the Philippines for some time. Then when a Filipino team needed to represent the region for MTV's Hyperplay, he played in the squad that eventually qualified for the tournament. Now, the Philippines were written off saying that, the strongest teams looked like Singapore, Malaysia, and then 2 steps beyond Vietnam. So a lot of people were thinking that it'd be Vietnam's strong favorites. Philippines didn't really have a chance. But Doidoi almost single-handedly carried the Philippines all the way to the finals. It was very close. He was very well known for picking up his Graves, his Kindred. He was a very aggressive jungler, and some of the best in the region, including the Vietnamese team, couldn't handle Doidoi in the jungle. And no surprise, the very next split, picked up by the best team in the Philippines.
Second rotation of bans here. Olaf banned out, and possibly LYB not actually banning out another jungle. That might just be a quick graphics issue on our end, so we'll ignore that for now.
How dare they not ban anything?
Nico and Zinzao banned out here.
Yeah, it seems like they really didn't go for a ban.
Yeah, it's going to be a Pike getting locked in alongside that Ezreal this time.
I wonder why they banned out Shinzao though. I mean, you'd think that that is a jungle ban, but Dodoy seems to be very content with picking up Gragas. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder why you would ban out the Zinzao.
Nautilus
it was
the
a
ban
Nautilus
that came out from LYB, so it wasn't a no ban, it was a Nautilus ban. It is a bug on our spectator side.
Oh.
I'm starting to like this more. I'm gonna see
who's going where.
So it's Swain bot lane with Alistar,
Okay.
Aurelion Sol in the mid lane with Renekton in the top lane. So they're missing a jungle pick and they're going for Zac. This is a very brawl-heavy composition.
It's a tanky comp.
Did they switch to Lee Sin last second?
I think they did.
I don't like this.
Never mind. I was hyped for Zac. Lee Sin kind of okay. You wanted a little bit more damage alongside the Renekton, but there's plenty of damage. Why not go for a frontline tank?
Yeah, I liked Zac a little bit more because you have Renekton and Swain who are already very hard to kill. Alistar the same thing, and then a Zac. It's just a very tanky composition that has good AoE damage, good damage over time, good consistent damage. I felt like Zac complemented it very well. Aurelion Sol could just sit in the back line and be a mage. But with this, Lee Sin now packs more of a punch, more single target heavy, more brawler early game focus too. Curious to see how Elvis uses this champion. I suspect that it's going to be a topside focus game. Again, White Wing and Potato should just be trying to neutralize this bottom lane of Ezreal Pike. Then we should see Aurelion Sol, Lee Sin, and Renekton be running around the map trying to get picks.
We also have that Poppy coming in for the final pickup here for Gamza. So
yeah, 3-star Yodel Knight.
Looking to deny the Renekton as well as that Lee Sin from jumping in. Even the Cow too. So lots of just quick disengage that can come out just from the Steadfast presence. We'll see though how that works out here as Gamza this time not going to be necessarily on a carry top lane like we saw with the Kennen. More of that traditional tank alongside Doide in the jungle who's going to be on this Gragas. So plenty of CC going alongside with this poke. Damage, we'll see if it pays off though for LYB as we headed in for game 2. But it looks like this time we're just jumping straight in, Fish.
Where's our cool zoom around Summoner's Rift?
I don't know.
I wanted to go zoomy.
You wanted to go zoomies?
Yeah. Not happy.
Well, there's no Yumis, so there's no zoomies. Sorry.
Don't care.
Don't care? You make your own zoomies?
Yes. I can make Timo go zoomies. I've got him right here.
No.
Where can he zoom to? Maybe put him in the
We already have to bring him back to the ER every weekend, Fish.
It's plushy. He doesn't need to go to the doctor. You're wasting your money if you really bring him to the emergency room, or your doctor is cheating you. I don't know. I think you should.
Don't ask me how I spend my money.
I am.
Oh, jeez. Nothing too crazy, though, this time around. Looks like the side of LYB kind of learned last time. They're like, all right, you know what? They don't need to be so aggressive. Don't want to give that early kill over. Maybe a very late delayed invade could come out here for James just to get that ward down to have an idea where Alves is going to be starting.
Well, it is a red side start for both junglers. No leash coming out from either side. No fake leashing coming out as well. So junglers are starting blind. Lee Sin will start on red. They do know that blue has not been started, so they know exactly what side of the map they are on.
There we go. Potato going to get a quick knockback there. He gets stunned in response and also takes a decent amount of damage. I like the cheeky play.
You can see no more soul fragments underneath Swain anymore. He doesn't rely on that from his passive now. Just has all of them available when he ults.
I want to see this Aurelion Sol pick in mid lane too.
Swain was one of the first few mages we did see played in the bottom lane. He's very strong down there. Combos out with champions that have crowd control very well, so like Alistar. If Alistar hits a headbutt pulverize combo, he can use his passive to rip them back. Henry just doing what we see all the time from Aurelion Sols, which is shoving out very early on, pushing the lane in, making it so that the opposition has to farm underneath the turret. But he has used all his crafting potions, so yeah. Henry has used everything just to get mana back, not even for hit points.
So we could see Exo possibly look for some poke to come out. See what Alves wants to do here on the map, as was one of the key aggressors early on for Armor Project in Game 1. This time, not going to have Predator, but still lots of mobility in that Lee Sin. Get himself to lane, and we'll see how Sega tries to stack up here against Gamza on the Poppy as chips of damage coming through from that Q.
And remember, Renekton just got changed slightly as well. His W now, when empowered, can remove a shield before it applies damage. So against Poppy, it's going to be a niche thing, but if he does pick up the buckler and Renekton's ready for an empowered W, he can get rid of that shield right away and continue trading. Again, a lot of people thought it was going to be game-breaking and big changes, but it's just a nice, quirky thing that Renekton can do now.
Alongside the Blitzcrank change.
We don't talk about that. That's relevant. Come on.
Come on. You're breaking shields. That's the whole point. White Wing had a little bit of trouble there farming underneath the tower, as that push came out pretty early here from the side of Gary and Hamez. Gamza goes down into the river to get a quick ward down, just to be sure that that Lee Sin doesn't sneak up. Try and assist Saga, who gets pushed in here. Pretty quiet here so far, though, as Doidoi really the only one going across that river, getting a little bit of vision. We also saw Henry here. Looked like he was just trying to spot out whether or not that Gragas was nearby, and looking for some quick, cheeky damage here on Exo.
This is the benefit of having Aurelion Sol in this matchup. The stars do outrange Corki, so it's very difficult for Exo to trade back, especially early on, because it is very easy to dodge out the Phosphor Bomb, and Corki's damage mainly comes from his ultimate and auto attacks and Phosphor Bomb early game with Gatling Cannon, so he can't get in range to hit Henry. So Henry can just sit at range, and if he does trade, you're hitting him with comets as well as auto attacks, whereas Corki's just hitting you with auto attacks. So Henry doing a very good job keeping this lane in his control, but has to be careful. He is pushed out very far up, and Gragas has a flank, but he's not going for that. He's just going to go towards bottom side instead.
Trying to see here. Pings are actually already coming out toward the Krugs, so they do know where Doidoi is.
Here comes the jungler.
Alves coming on over. There is a bit of a push coming out from the side of Liab, and you see here, Armor Project can come on over. Oh,
Good
Potato
flash.
going for that flash headbutt combo. Not going to find it, though. Alves still going to get a quick tag there. You got Henry coming down as well, but he's on top of the scuttle that was already taken here for Doidoi, so they know he's coming down, but a flash for a flash here.
I don't like that for Doidoi. That's very aggressive counter jungling. You have no idea where Lee Sin is. You see the Krugs, so they're not free to be taken at that point in time. Lee Sin was on his way over. I would have much liked if he tried to get something done in the mid lane. Corki has consistent damage. Gragas has the burst. And Henry was pushed so far up in his lane.
Teleport being burned by Exo to get back into lane. Did go ahead and pick up the Sheen, so can try and weave in an auto attack after one of those abilities to try and trade back with Henry if he decides to press forward. It's also Henry going with a quite aggressive summoner choice in lane. You got yourself the Ignite, so you're really looking to try and find a solo kill or get some assistance from your jungle to try and burst down Exo before he gets, you know, it's just so safe at that point. It's a Corki. It's naturally safe.
At this point, though, Liab should really be looking to try and play around that package that's coming up.
Well, Alves with a quick steal here. Use the Q to steal it away. Red buff, some burn coming out, and Alves now has to be careful. Getting collapsed here from the top side. Doesn't have the ult available. Gets the Q on down, though.
Oh, no, Poppy.
Oh, he's thinking about it. Sega's nearby, though, so good hesitation actually coming out there from Alves. Decides not to pull the trigger, realizing that Gamza could be right around the corner.
Poppy just waiting to flash on in there, but couldn't find the opportunity to do so. Counter Dragon coming out from Alves. You know, he gets one big Krug, but that's all he's going to get for his trouble and for his time. And again, Corki's now level 6. Package is going to come up shortly. I want to see Liab play around this first package. They're very good at setting up set plays. Play around Exton. He's got a Sheen available, so that's some decent damage for themselves. And I would say target the top side of the map, potentially towards the Dragon. I don't think it's easy to hit bottom lane with Potato being on Alice. I don't think it's easy to hit a Crocodile.
Henry, gotta be careful here. Has the Voice of Light available. Guess what? You got yourself... Ooh, ends up using it over toward the side. Does stay alive due to it. Alves jumps in. Doesn't have level 6, though. Flash in return. Doidoi has Predator popped. Potato's nearby, and somehow Henry is actually able to get out of there alive.
You know what? Weird and sloppy again. The Flash Voice of Light was interesting. And Pyke jumping on in, not able to land anything on the backside of that. Not very impressive. Get a flash in towards Henry, but it's 2 flashes and an Ignite burnt in return. Overall, if you're on the project, you'd be very happy with that trade, burning more summoner spells than you burnt yourself.
Not too bad. We take a look back toward this bot lane. Not a whole lot happening. Mainly just farming up. Hamas hasn't been able to really get a pick, and it's really hard to actually get on top of this Swain when he has an Alistar right beside him. Gonna go up, get down a quick control ward, steal away the plant, get some mana, bring it back to lane.
Package time.
Package is there. They have lots of wards as well through the river, so if they do see Henry or Alves maybe trying to roam up toward this dragon, they could collapse.
They're not setting up to use this package, so I believe this is going to be a timeout package coming up. Maxo will use it in the mid lane. I'd much rather see Dodoy, you know, start to posture around the dragon. A nice early Ocean Dragon could help them out. Ezreal does really well in early dragon fights too, because he does have the very early Sheen, so good amount of ability power damage coming out from him as well as the attack damage. But setting up the package means you pretty much guarantee it. Anyone walking across that line is going to take massive burn damage. It does more damage than a Rumble Ultimate. But not grouping up for it means this will probably expire, and that's the first package going to waste by LYB.
Exo is coming nearby, just going to lay down that path, and the minions will get cleared out. Gam's up toward top lane, clears out a control ward, might look to try and get down to that jungle, try and spot out Alves, and he actually does. Henry is nearby. I feel like that's going to be forcing at least the smite to come out as Gam's over the wall, able to find the knock-up, and there you go! First goodness. 2 kills coming out from LYB off a quick invade.
That was a beautiful combo coming out from LYB. Firstly, the wall slam coming out over the wall with a flash from Gamza, really nicely executed. Then you had the follow-up of Dodoy, crowd control chaining. Then you had the new change that's come out to Poppy a few patches ago. A single tap of your ultimate no longer makes the targets untargetable. So you can still deal damage, hit them with abilities, which means you can pop them up in the air, and at the same time, Dodoy can bounce them back with no hope of escaping with that steadfast presence available. Very well executed coming out from LYB. That's 2 very quick kills, and they're on the scoreboard here. 2,000 gold ahead of Armored Project, nice and early into this match.
Yeah, it's just that one mistake, that one little catch out there. LYB's able to find themselves, like you mentioned, a 2,000 gold lead. Not able to convert much as far as objectives go. Did get the turret plate in mid lane, so Exo's going to get a little extra gold, even though he didn't get a kill himself. And so far, so good, it seems, here for LYB, is now looking to position possibly toward this Ocean Drake as Hames is just looking to get some vision down. You gotta be a little bit careful here. That's the stun. Got Corki nearby. Alves is there, though. Oh, not gonna land that Sonic Q coming out from Alves.
Still maintaining a vision, so you can see that Scuttle Crab's been started.
Who's gonna go?
Yeah, probably not gonna fight for this. Just want to go for a Smite Steal instead, not gonna happen.
Henry really wants to protect this control ward. Potato coming in pretty fast off that Scuttle now, so having that movement speed buff right along the pit. Some very nice mobility that will actually come out as Henry looking for the stun. Not going to find it, though, as Exo just goes for a quick sidestep.
About this blue buff means Henry's going to be pushed out of lane by XSM here.
Right wing. Predator. Oh, flash engage. There you go. Dodoy gets back to safety, though, with the body slam. And he's even dancing on the blasting cone. Henry's going to be caught out here toward the side. Hames, there it is. It's going to be a quick death from below as they pick up the kill and share a little bit of gold over onto the Corki. Alves gets back to safety. White Wing does have ultimate available, but decides not to use it. And LYB, once again, one quick pick.
I like the attempt coming out from Armored Project. They could try and catch up Gragas there. You can see the combo of Alistar landing the headbutt pulverize into the pullback from White Wing, but it's a Gragas. A good flash away, and Dodoy smartly used the flash first, and then body slams over the wall towards the blast cone. Very well executed from LYB to disengage, and a nice quick follow-up coming out from them as well, realizing they could eventually take that fight, so they did.
Nicely done. It's now a 6,000 gold lead here for LYB. Sega got Conqueror, doesn't get stunned up against the wall. Gamza does have the ultimate available.
Gamza plays that so well that he keeps landing these Qs every single time Sega steps up for a fight, and basically tells Vector, you know what, you can fight me, but you have to fight through the second proc of my Q if you want to, and it means that Sega ends up taking a lot in return. And although in a extended brawl, Sega's going to win due to Conqueror as well as the ultimate that Renekton has, giving him extra hit points, healing over time, and damage over time. In these small trades, Poppy can go even, and that means that Gamza can stay in lane for longer.
Alves looking to clear out this control ward. Gotta be a little bit careful. Gonna safeguard over to safety. As Predator was procced there by Doidoi. Looking to maybe start a fight himself. But back to usual, it seems, from both sides. It's just one mistake. One person going just a little bit too far on the side of Armor Project, and it usually gets taken. And now Henry has to deal with this enhanced damage coming out from the Trinity Force from EXO. Even going to go ahead and Valkyrie in. Henry gets some decent damage back. Doidoi's just waiting for him, though, to overstep.
Felt like he could have pulled the trigger there, but doesn't want to try and commit with flash available.
Alves, there it is. Going to get the kick into the knockback, and there it is. Very nice combo. First kill of the game for Armor Project.
Yeah, that's just dirty from Armor Project. Too much crowd control being laid onto one poor Pirate Boy. Very easy kill being picked up there. Nice executions by Alves, really waiting for that gank, but they need more than just a pick here because LYB have stolen away the early game with a 4,000 gold lead. They need much more than a single pick onto a support in order to come back into this match. They're starving for resources. I mean, Henry only has his Sorcerer Boots. That's his only completed item right now.
Well, yeah, when you go that Dark Seal route, you go with the Corrupting Part, and Sega has ultimate, right? Oh, he doesn't have it, actually. Ended up using it. Potatoes nearby. Mid lane, though. Henry's going for the fight. Valkyrie isn't going to connect there. Henry going for the Insect with the Voice of Light. Wrong champion, but there's the Lee Sin, but you're not playing it.
Did he play too many Lee Sin 101s before this match?
Apparently.
Did he just really try to flash kick with Aurelion Soul?
Yep.
I mean, fair play of burn flash coming up from Exocen. He had to burn his own, but I felt like he could have flashed back to safety there. I'm just going to call that one interesting, Opal. I'm going to leave it at that.
You know, maybe if he had a little bit more items built, because I was going to say when you go for Corrupting Pot, and you have to go with this, you know, Seal as well, and having to go back to the base, because that's the issue. Henry, every time he pushed out the wave, he went just back to base. He never had enough for a full item. And he's been getting, you know, a ward or two here, but, like, now he's actually got to finish some of these items because EXO just does a lot of damage. Yeah,
you know, I no longer want EXO to use this package anywhere else but mid lane because he is smacking Henry right now. You see the gold tip coming in favor of LYB in this match.
It's slowly getting bigger and bigger, as you were. Now it's about 5,000. Dives in favor of LYB. Look at this, too. You're also going to get a Rift Herald started up, and really no response. I feel like...
See, no, this is nice, though, because package is picked up. EXO could use it if a fight started over at Rift Herald. So I like that they took it when EXO had priority mid lane.
Sega.
Interior Crocodile into the wall.
Oh, never mind. Here comes that Spooky Boy over toward the side. Knockup's going to be there, and he gets pinned against the wall. Corky nearby, going to finish off the kill.
Give it to Exocen as well.
Yeah, I feel like Armor Project, last game, everyone's going for the messy plays. They were happy to go for these skirmishes. Now they're just, you know, playing so far back at this point.
A much better game coming up from LYB. No flash onto Henry. Oh, good stun, though. Good flash.
Nice flash coming out. That's going to be teleport burned here by the Swain to go for a quick disengage. We get to actually see, though, that full team fight coming out from Armor. Here we go, though. Kick back. Going to send Doidoi into the middle of the fight. White Wing gets brought back into the team, and doesn't matter. That's going to be a quick kill going on to the Lee Sin as Armor Project is able to find one. Even going in onto that Pike, but here comes Gary on this Ezreal. Decent amount of damage. There's the ult coming through. Death from below is going to pick it up, and they cut aside the gold for both players, and LYB find themselves the victory overall.
Trigger happy Lee Sin coming out from Alves. He hit his Q, so you know you have to hit the second one. Does more damage that way. He went in and it cost him a lot for doing that.
Kama is going to go ahead. Was looking for that quick pick onto White Wing, but not able to find it.
This game's out of control just from laning phase. Yeah. 6-2 in kills, but look, mid lane's 50 CS down, bottom lane's 30 CS down. Jungle's in a deficit, top lane's in a deficit. LYB just have the stronger laning phase. And again, when you pick a composition like Armor Project have, it's not necessarily bad into what LYB have picked up here, but you need to disrupt LYB's early game. That's what Armor Project were good at. We saw them try to execute it in the last match. It didn't work out as well as, you know, we would have liked, but it still worked. And they found the weakness. They found the point that they could pick, and you know the pain point that LYB really have. And Armor Project are good at playing the early game. I just don't see why they didn't stuck to that, because if you don't, this is what happens. LYB just get natural advantages from the laning phase, and when you approach 20 minutes, 8,000 gold behind, it's very difficult to fight your way out of that.
Here comes James on that quick pike. Alves, oh, another quick combo. They don't finish him down in time, as they are going to be able to trade 1-for-1, but it's going to turn into a 2-for-1. Make it a 3-for-1 as LYB, they're happy trading a jungle for all your main carries. Oh, geez.
Gary, even Arcane shifting in for that final tap of the Mystic shot. Well played from LYB, turning it around again, and all these skirmishes that Armor Project try to take are just countered by LYB, and LYB have that consistent damage and burst. Corki and Ezreal has small burst, lots of consistent damage. Gragas, with the ability powder build, has good burst damage. Same with their tanks, same with hammers as well as Gamza. Good burst damage, whereas you look at the side of Armor Project, they're really relying on damage over time, and there's not much of it. Sorry, they're really relying on, damage over time. There's not much of it. Lee Sin, bit of burst. Henry, bit of burst with Voice of Light. But beyond that, you're really looking at Swain, Renekton. These are champions that need to be in fights for long periods of time. So the composition to me just doesn't quite fit for Armored Project. I don't see what they're trying to attack and how they're meant to navigate these team fights.
And we've had such delay item pickups. Henry only now getting his first pickup of the game, so he's going to be able to get a little bit of slowing on his abilities, but that don't matter. They're just going to True Shot Barrage him. He takes about 500 health damage and backs off there. There you have the Rylai's, but that means you're in range of all these members that are looking to burst you down. On top of that too, Miramana now fully stacked here for the Ezreal on top of that Triforce, so he's going to be doing a decent chunk of on-hit damage, and Herald there was a Rift Herald the entire time in Doidoi's pocket. Alves looking to try and defend, but you see that tower's just going to instantly get chucked down. Potato's just going to get casketed aside. White Wing trying to jump into the middle of the fight. Clears out the wave, but the tower still falls. Gamza's coming. Oh, there it is. Death from below is going to find it. Double knock-up coming out. And just like that, it's not looking pretty. No minions available. There's the one cannon. They're now going to siphon in. LYB could look for... How much gold did he just use? What?
Oh, he just got so much gold from that.
And
he just took all his cuts.
Yeah, all his cuts. And with that, LYB crack open the mid lane inhibitor tower, add on the inhibitor itself. You add Henry, just gonna die, it seems. Sure, his stars do damage, but not enough damage, and LYB can keep going.
Oh.
Ooh. My goodness. So now let's make that a 14,000 gold lead.
That's a /FF gold lead if I've ever seen one.
That's one that if we had a pause.
That is not okay.
The support has more gold than the highest one on Armor.
Yeah, Hamas has more gold than the highest gold on Armor Project, which is White Wing, by 200 at that. It's a difficult game to play from here on out. Armor Project need a miracle, a 14,000 gold lead miracle. I don't know where they're going to find one.
Yeah, you only got level 11 hit for your jungle now too. Like Alves is down 2 levels. Potato. Like, you could try and engage on him. I wouldn't. That's a scary pike. He's got Duskblade completed. You got Bork that was just completely completed by Gary after that fight. So he's now on 3 items. Your Swain is still stacking up the rod. Needs just another minute and it'll be fully stacked. But you also got Rapid Fire now too for your Corki. You got Righteous Glory from Gamza for that engage if they just want to run you down. It feels like there isn't a whole lot of options here for Armor Project. And Potato, sure, you can look for this engage. They get that quick pick onto Doidoi, but he's able to go into stasis. Voice of Light completely misses everyone, and Henry is going to be sent back to the sky. And that's going to be 3 members fallen, and LYB with minions in mid lane, they could look to end.
Yeah, I think they're going to try and push for the win here. I don't think...
They got past that KDA fish.
I don't think Armor Project have enough to try and defend this even, because they just have so much damage this early into the match. The super minion here, they should be able to knock down at least a turret or 2.
Oh, there's the engage from Gamza. Not able to find the stun, but the first Nexus tower will fall. Alves is nearby. Sager wants to jump in. Of course, using the ultimate, gets the stun, but guess what? Alves just gets sent back to the base. Flash engage coming out from Potato, but there's no follow-up damage. All the carries are dead, and LYB are happy to continue this fight. White Wing, Henry are now back up. You got some health, half health bars here from the side of LYB, but you got that Ocean Drake that's slowly ticking back the longer this fight delays out, and now they can go back in for the re-engage. You got the True Shot Barrage, takes down Sega. Crocodile's turned into a purse, making a double kill as Henry's gonna get taken out, and they're just patting these KDA's fish as LYB are playing with their food on the fountain at this point. Just over 23 minutes. They waiting for people to respawn here.
Dodoy go for the birthday dive. Happy birthday! Come on!
There he is.
Go
There he is. Jumps on in. Doesn't matter. LYB dominating here in game 2. 5-22 the kill total. And that is going to be LYB taking home the series clean 2-0.
You can see the birthday dive coming out from Dodoy. No one backed him up.
You're like, guys, it's my birthday.
It's like the anti-surprise birthday party. Just like, we're going to throw
I like
you
how
a party.
the bike actually flashed away from the fountain, too. It was like, we're going for this. Trust me. No, just backs off. Nicely done there, though, by LYB. Much cleaner.
Much cleaner from LYB. I mean, I think Armor Project kind of fell apart after that first game. We didn't see any reminiscence of a strategy coming out from them. Their picks were all over the place, too. But LYB this time showing they can close out a game nice and clean, nice and early. Don't fall to too many of the traps. But I think that there's some worrying signs coming out from last week and this week for LYB. They're making some very crucial mistakes that LYB shouldn't be making. So I think Cabbage, he's got the belt off at this point in time. Just, you know, wondering what's going on, guys. Come on.
Yeah, we'll have to see here as we take a look at some of the highlights there from game 2. And this was that bot lane fight that Alves wanted to go for. Got the kick back, but, like, they're just too far ahead at this point.
I mean, this was a fight where LYB really solidified that they are far ahead of Armor Project. Armor Project wanted to take that one nice and early, and they had the burst to kill one player, but they didn't have anything else to follow up after the jungler of Gragas was killed.
You can see that gold graph. We talked about a little bit of a dip. There was a point where, you know, Armor Project did get a slight gold advantage, and then LYB's like, wait a sec, that's our gold. Thank you very much.
And took it back straight away.
They gave him hope. Look at that damage, though. Almost 30,000 damage coming out from your Ezreal at a 23-minute game. It's pretty good damage from Gary.
I'm pretty sure that dip as well is a bug. I don't think there was a time when they came back with
let them have hope, Fish.
No, I don't give it to him.
And a happy birthday to the birthday boy himself, picking up the MVP here in Game 2, Doi Doi.
Is that a biased birthday boy MVP?
That might be.
I feel a biased MVP birthday boy.
Who would you give it to?
Ooh. Not Gamza. I wouldn't give it to Gamza.
James, maybe?
Yeah, I think James deserved it the most. He set up most of the plays on Pike.
Nah.
No, I would give it to Gamza actually. I think Gamza started the first few plays that made the fights work in their favor. Gary and Exos had very good games. You could decide between the two if you were picking a carry. Both of them had very good performances. I think Gary would be the one I'd eventually say, you know what, he deserves it the most. But it's Dodo's birthday, so I think, you know, he wins the... He's got the cake and the MVP cake.
He's got the plot armor available to him, as that's going to be a quick 2-0 for LYB to start things off tonight here for our first day of Week 2. Bouncing back again, it was a shaky one that we saw in Week 1. Still shaky here in Game 1, but Game 2, they looked a lot cleaner. For now, though, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll see if Mega can pick up their first victory against Insurgent after falling in Week 1.